News is staying on top of breaking news here as Cape Coral police are searching for who robbed a jewelry store. Thank you so much for counting on Gulf Coast News at 3. I'm Alex Howard.
And I'm Megan Miller. The robbery happened this morning at T.O.'s Jewelry in a plaza on Pine Island Road. Gulf Coast News reporter Gina Tomlinson is live there talking with people who work next door.
A woman who works at the jewelry store tells me there was an armed robbery here just before they opened this morning. And as you can see, they still have this place sectioned off with crime scene tape. But just over 5 hours ago, it was a much bigger scene here. Earlier, a chopper flying overhead as Cape Coral police blocked off entrances of the plaza. Officers scaled the building with guns drawn. Dozens of police cruisers rushed to T.O.'s jewelry shop on Pine Island Road. You can see here the yellow crime scene tape blocking off parts of the parking lot. Surrounding shops forced to lock down. Police told employees to stay inside as they swept through the plaza. One of those stores, a nail salon just a few doors down.
One of the other employees was already looking out the window and he was like, "This is weird, there's a bunch of cops." And then he was like, "Oh, it looks like they're surrounding the plaza." So we already were kind of like, something's happening. But when the cops came in and were like, "Y'all need to go," I was like, get up, wash your hands and go, because I knew something was popping off.
Police haven't confirmed any other details besides this is still an active investigation, but we're going to continue to stay out here and keep asking police if they found who they were looking for earlier. I'm live here in Cape Coral. Gina Tomlinson, Gulf Coast News.
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
More breaking news. Lee County deputies arrested a man after gunfire broke out at a graduation party in Lehigh Acres. You're looking at new body camera video. LCSO arrested Lamarian Jackson last week for that shooting that happened along Jackson Avenue and 6th Street. Deputies say Jackson and someone in another car were shooting at each other. You might remember this security video we showed you showing Jackson hopping on one foot. Deputies now say he accidentally shot himself in the foot.
Where you shot, bro? Yeah, I got an AR in here.
LCSO says they searched Jackson's vehicle and found the gun used along with a magazine, ammo, and a cell phone. He is now facing charges.
We know he's here. Don't get yourself in trouble over this.
He's in the closet.
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Hands!
I love you! I love you!
A teen robbery suspect caught hiding in a Lehigh Acres home. You're looking at new video of Lee County deputies arresting 15-year-old Angel Guzman. He was wanted for robbing a Lehigh Acres 7-Eleven on New Year's Day. The sheriff's office sharing video of him inside and then pointing an airsoft rifle at a worker in the parking lot. The sheriff's office says he fired pellets at the worker at the 7-Eleven along Meadow Road near Bell Boulevard. Deputies are still looking for the other robber who was with Guzman.
Punta Gorda police arrested a man accused of threatening another man with a knife and taking his phone while on an e-bike. Police say Matthew Schnitzel got into a fight with the victim yesterday along the Harbor Walk. The victim and his friend honked the horn and asked for Schnitzel to get out of the way so they could pass him on their bikes. The victim said he was from Miami and would beat him.
Right now at 3, Lee County deputies and Crime Stoppers needs your help finding a person they say is a person of interest related to a shots fired incident at Veterans Park in Lehigh Acres. Crime Stoppers says this man may be known as McGill and possibly attends a Lehigh Acres high school. Lee County deputies say a victim was pistol whipped and shots were fired in the air during the chaotic scene yesterday. Our Gulf Coast News reporter Kennedy Mason is live for us from Lehigh Acres with more, as so far no arrests have been made. Kennedy?
We have seen deputies driving throughout the park today as they continue to search for this suspect. The Lee County Sheriff's Office wants families to feel safe here after deputies say shots were fired here yesterday afternoon and someone was pistol whipped. Now take a look At this picture, LCSO and Crime Stoppers are looking for this guy. You can see him holding a gun at Veterans Park. Crime Stoppers says he may go to a high school in Lehigh Acres and may be known as McGill. LCSO says it all started when a group of teens came to Veterans Park to fight yesterday afternoon. Someone fired a gun and one person was pistol whipped. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt. Crime scene tape surrounded the playground. Lupita Rios says she saw the group fighting, including the suspect.
At first, it was just a simple two-person fight, but then seconds later, it became like 20 or more kids fighting, and the shot was fired and everybody running. I saw him fighting with another teenager that was without a t-shirt.
This is obviously very scary for many families. LCSO says they are still reviewing video and interviewing witnesses. Now, if you know anything, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous, and you could get a cash reward up to $3,000. I'm live in Lehigh Acres. Kennedy Mason, Gulf Coast News.
New at 3, Charlotte County deputies say a man got tired of waiting to order at McDonald's, so he spit on a manager. The manager said Matthew Burrell spit in their face Monday and said that he would F them up. This happened at the McDonald's along US 41 near Harbor Boulevard in Port Charlotte. Burrell was arrested. Florida Highway Patrol arrested an 18-year-old who they say was speeding and tried to get away from troopers after a short chase. FHP says 18-year-old Gabriel Arizmendi drove 91 miles per hour in a 45 speed zone last night. This happened along Lee Boulevard. Troopers say he tried to get away but was stopped a short time later in a driveway.
A 31-year-old woman from Tampa is dead today after a deadly crash in Glades County. That crash happened last night just before 9 p.m. along Vermont Road near the Charlotte County line. Florida Highway Patrol says a 37-year-old man and his passenger crossed into the eastbound traffic from westbound traffic and crashed into the victim's car. That driver died at the scene, and the crash is still under investigation. Well, closures are set to take place overnight tonight and on Friday night on the Big Carlos Pass Bridge. This is in the area that connects Lover's Key to the south end of Fort Myers Beach. Crews are going to be working both nights from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. Crews are setting up the last remaining bridge beams. They will let cars go over periodically during this time. That bridge is expected to be done by next summer.
Right now, for any parents wanting to get their children vaccinated against the flu, there are many places along the Gulf Coast that accept walk-ins. Health officials confirm there is a spike in cases here locally. The CDC estimates the flu has already caused at least 11 million illnesses, more than 120,000 hospitalizations, and about 5,000 deaths across the country. According to the CDC, Florida is one of the states with high flu activity right now. And in a recent report from Lee Health, they say nearly 950 cases were recorded in 1 week.
It's a combination of factors that has unfortunately created this so-called perfect storm of cases.
The rise in cases comes as the CDC announced a change for vaccine guidance. The CDC says parents should make the ultimate decision whether to get their children the flu shot.
New video at 3. You're looking at new images after Tampa Fire Rescue says a major fire broke out on the second floor of a hotel parking garage. This happened at the Grand Hyatt. Officials say at least 10 cars were engulfed in flames, with several others damaged. Firefighters were able to contain the fire, preventing more damage. Fortunately, no one was hurt.
The 2026 legislative session starts next week in Florida, and Democrats have introduced proposals aimed at curbing the governor's emergency powers. They're trying to draw attention to Governor DeSantis' continued use of a 2023 emergency order. It was issued in response to former President Joe Biden's immigration policies and allowed the opening of Alligator Alcatraz. The proposals include a bill limiting emergency orders to 1 year, with extensions requiring support from 2/3 of the legislature and a resolution. It also calls for an end to the 2023 emergency order. Another bill would create a state immigration enforcement action database.
The governor has made a mockery of the emergency powers granted to him by the Florida Constitution. And I think it's long past time for the Florida legislature to exercise our rights as a co-equal branch of government.
However, with Republicans holding supermajorities in both houses of the legislature, the measures appear to have little chance during the legislative session. It starts on January 13th. Today officially marks 5 years since the January 6th Capitol attack. And ahead at 3:30, the new investigation into what has happened since.
Well, it's taken months to help reinforce the Collier County beach shorelines. Next at 3, where beach renourishment currently stands at Vanderbilt and Pelican beaches.